Hey Clashers, I'm pushing with my Super Witch and Druid strategy, and it makes me quite excited to see how many people of you have copied this army from me and are using it quite successfully. But I still see a lot of people struggling with things like timing, the right fireball locations, and many more things, because, well, that can be sometimes kind of tricky. This is why we're doing a guide today with the exact explanation of what are you looking for when using this strategy. As well, we're using 2 earthquakes to make sure that people can use it with pretty much most of the fireball level out there. But let's quickly go through those equipments. First off, the Barbarian King. On this one, it's the Gauntlet with the Rage Vial. You can replace the Rage Vial with the Spiky Ball if you want to, but the Gauntlet should be always used with this army. It makes your push even stronger. For the Queen, it's going to be the Healer Puppet, which is going to be the most important equipment, combined with the Frozen Arrow, which gives you more power, or the Giant Arrow, which works totally fine as well. But this is the best combination you can go for. For the Warden, we're going with the Fireball and the Rage Vial. Fireball, you can take a look at this table right here. It is totally fine if you just go with level 18. The 2 earthquakes make sure that most of the buildings are still going down, so you don't need a level 27. Which means with those 2 earthquakes now, we're downgrading kind of my level 27 fireball to like level 18, level 20-ish. And that should make sure that you can use this strategy as well if you have a non-maxed fireball. On the Roy Champ though, we're going with the Hog Rider Puppet, which is the most crucial equipment here, and you can combine it depending on your town level with either the Roy Gem for a lower town level, or then with the Haste Vial if you have that thing already unlocked. But I think we should dive in. I will show you exactly what to look out for, because there are still some mistakes out there which we are going to try to cover, and I will explain how to make sure that you 3-star every single base. Biggest mistake I see people using this strategy is they're just going for those super fancy fireball attacks. My rule of thumb is that a Warden Walk with this strategy should never ever take longer than like 15 to 20 seconds maybe. So let me show you what exactly I mean by that. So for this base, we could go for a crazy fireball, like trying to go in here or something like that. No, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to go in with a really classic, just like that, fireball, take this out, and we're done. Super Witches, and take a look at that. It took 5 seconds. This Warden Walk took 5 seconds. As soon as we're taking damage, then we're adding the remaining healers like Druids and everything. And be careful with overusing them. You don't want to do that. So like now, and now 1 Druid. That's already enough. The next thing for me is to add the Archqueen at the top, add the King right here, maybe a Druid behind or something. That works fine as well. We can wall break in once here, and then slowly push towards the core. We're adding the Siege Barracks on the outside for the Archer Queen. We can use the Archer Queen ability. Let's add the wall break there. Maybe use an invisibility. That should be fine. We can jump into the core, add more Druids, and make sure that you have always around 2 Druids alive, which are then getting all of the healing done. Like, don't be afraid. 2 Druids are more than enough to make sure that your Super Witches are alive. And whenever there's any danger, just raise those Druids up and you won't have any problems. That Warden is getting a bit too far ahead, but well, that's fine. Adding 2 more Druids there. King is doing his thing. We can add the Roy Gem at any point on the outside. We can just keep raging everything up. And even though this is a raged up area, we should have no problem whatsoever to get through this backhand, because we have the raged up Druids, and that's the key thing. And this is really something which I see so many people are doing wrong, because they're trying to go for the most fancy, for the most aggressive, for the most crazy fireball attacks. And that can be good, don't get me wrong. Those fireball attacks are fun, they are strong, they are everything, but they're not really fitting for this strategy. The reason for that is pretty simple. Because what you're looking for with doing this strategy, you're looking for a quick funnel. And with that, you're only looking for pathing. And this is what makes this strategy so beginner friendly, right? Like, this is so crazy, because you just have to look at the base, have to figure out, okay, that's the pathing I want to take, and then depending on that, use the fireball. On this one, I want to clear out this, use my troops in here, get the counter funnel in with the Queen going, push everything into the core, and that's it. We don't even care at this point what type of buildings are, like, what are like defensive buildings, what are this type of buildings, what are whatever. This is nothing we care for, and this is why this strategy is just so stupid simple, because you are only looking for the path that you can create. I always draw the comparison to Queen Charge Hybrid in the good old times. And most of the times you did not really care for what did you actually Queen Charge. It was more about setting up the correct pathing for your hybrid. that was what you're going for most of the times. And this is exact same with this strategy. And I have only failed over this entire duration of using this strategy 2 attacks. One of the fails was because my Warden went into melee mode, and well, that was history. And the second attack where I failed was because I tried to go for a fancy Warden charge, or more like it, tried to go for a fancy Fireball instead of going this super easy approach, because even though my Warden died, I think my Queen went into the core even though she should not. All of those things going wrong, it was still an easy 3-star where I could easily talk over the attack without any I don't know, any time even getting close to not 3-starring. But I know that's enough talking for this, just this one attack. Let's just move on to the next attack, and I will keep showing you how to set up this pathing and what to look out for those attacks. So going into this attack, again, it's all about the pathing, right? And since we have the Eagle Artillery again on one side, this is typically where I'm trying to enter with my attack. So how can we enter? We have to clear one of those flanks, right? So either the left or the right side. Where should we enter? To be honest, it doesn't really matter. The only thing which I know is I would like to get the Fireball onto one of those wizard towers, because with doing so, take a look at that, we take down all of this, which is great. But to make sure that we're speeding things up, we can just use the invisibility spell if you want to. But because there's only a couple of buildings, I think that should be not the biggest issue. So we can just take the time, take down the arch tower, then use the earthquakes. I'm going to use, as I said, 2 earthquakes, Fireball, looking good, getting the pathing in. And now let's use the Super Witches. And again, it was 15 seconds. And now let's add the healer. Since there's not too much damage, we only need one of those healers. And we can push everything into the middle of the base, right? Like, that's the only thing which we have to do at this point. Making sure that we're keeping droids and getting them in there. Then we have the Queen in just a second. Make sure that she's staying alive. That's otherwise a bit tricky. We can add maybe a Bay Dragon here to take down this Tesla. And then we wall break. Okay, the Queen into this one, and we can jump the first push into the core. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Let's rage that up. Oh, the King is getting to the outside again. That is going to force. Actually, that's not even that bad, to be honest. I think that should be quite nice. Let's just keep adding some droids. The Warden is staying with the Super Witches. They should push into the core. The Single Tower is on, like, the skeletons. That's exactly what we're looking for. Now the rage. Everything pushing in here. And we can just keep adding droids whenever we have to. Let's just add 2 more droids here to get into the core. Let's take a closer look. This is now where invisibility spells can be really nice as well. There's more droids. Let's use... Oh, I think one of the droids actually got spring trapped away. So let's just add the last droid right here. We still have the King ability, everything to push even further. But we should be able to keep everything alive, especially with those droids. Take a look at this. The bouncing, healing, everything keeps everything alive. Really nice. Let's turn that invisible. Where's the King? King's on the outside. Let's use the ability so he's catching up a little bit quicker. And we can rage now the last droids up to make sure all of those witches, which are now stacked up, are getting healed up. And take a look at this. Super witches getting healed like crazy. It is insane. Let's just add the Royal Champ now. Backup, healing, wall breaks. I don't know why. Let's just place them and we'll get the job done. Royal Champ ability, last freeze, invisibility, whatever. This base is just gone. And again, it's not about the craziest fancy Fireball whatsoever. It's all about setting up this pathing, making sure that you compare this strategy still to hybrid. I think that's like the best comparison I have, because you want to have the visual pathing and create that with those attacks. And I feel like this is the biggest mistake in approach, because a lot of people have seen like other pros and something doing like those mass rocket loons attacks, for example, where you're doing a warden charge, where you're setting up your Fireball with invisibility spells and a lot of other things to make sure this one Fireball is exploding the entire base, which is fun, which is great, which can work, which is strong. But that's not the strategy, okay? If you're looking for the crazy big boom of a Fireball, then you should play another strategy, because this Super Witch strategy is just all about this simple approach, this easy approach, yet so strong. This is why this is, in my opinion, one of the best strategies in the game currently for most players to play, because it combines the power, but yet it's really, really simple to play. But let's just do another attack. Okay, we're looking for pathing. So what are we looking for? We have, again, like a really stacked tunnel area. We have a raged up core. We have an eagle, which is stacked with the damage. But again, we're going for the pathing, remember that. So I feel like something we should go for is just this cannon. If we take down this area, we have the pathing of like having our super witches going here, jump into the core, queen is going around the outside, and this is exactly the pathing we're looking for, right? So let's just do that really quickly. And again, it's like a warden walk of like only a couple of seconds. Fireball, super witches, go, we're done. That's just how easy it is. Now the first wall break, we can use the king in here. Let's just do this. We're going to jump everything into the core. Just like that. The queen should go to the left. Remember to not use the queen ability too early. Make sure that there is, well, some damage on the queen to make sure that she's staying there. Now we're getting again to a lot of damage. This is why we're going to rage up those druids again. Let's use a maybe like this. Oh, we have the clan castle coming out. We can wall break our queen. Let's just add 2 more druids for the core, because I kind of lost track of them, but that's alright. And because we're not working with the pathing, we're pushing our troops further into the core, and that's like the key thing here. We have 2 more droids. Let's just add them. Oh, there's, yeah, they're like going everywhere. Let's just follow and then react with our spells. With everything, okay, everything is kind of going to the far right side, which is totally fine. Let's just add the royal champ here. Maybe just freeze the town a little bit, because I'm kind of lost track of like where all of my troops are. But there's the super witches. The one went to the left, so we still have all of the super witches left alive. Let's add the cleanup. The town hall is gone already, and this base is just gone within seconds, and just because we have set up the pathing. And I feel like at this point I'm really sorry for like sounding maybe repetitive or something, but this is what this strategy is all about. Like just this simple powerhouse, which it is. And this is really kind of where I feel like a lot of people are like doing the wrong approach with like doing, okay, fancy fireball here, there, whatever. That's not really what you have to do, and that's where the mistakes can happen, and this is where I typically have failed than in the past with this strategy. But I hope I was able to provide and show you how this works. I can show you as well, all of those attacks have been done on like 6,000 trophies, which means those are proper bases. This is like, as well, this works versus high legend. It works even better versus low legend, because people there are just randomly stacking everything somewhere, which means the fireball get great pathing and great value, right? But like in higher legends, people are more aware, okay, I don't want to give like crazy fireball from the beginning, but that's not what you're looking for. Again, like you can just go with really cheap things like we have just done. We have went for, I think, a wizard tower and expo or something, and that was already enough. This attack was not close whatsoever. So I hope you enjoyed the attacks. The army composition, the link is down below. I'm super happy that it works for so many people. I've seen so many other as well creators have picked up this strategy. I'm super happy that that my strategy works so well for others as well. And well, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next class video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.